Hey guys, Happy New Year! Welcome to 2022 and this virtual meeting here. All right, so I just a few minutes ago got finished with our department coordinator and team leader meeting with Janet. Sherry wasn't able to attend because she's sick, but Heather had created a spreadsheet for us to write questions, and I recorded a lot of the questions that had come up to me through text in the document. And a lot of them are actually answered in Eric's meeting. So I just wanted to kind of go over like what we talked about and give you a heads up on that, and then if you have any questions later, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow if you want to attend, if you have any other questions that you need to have answered. So here's what we talked about. Okay, so first, you should not be planning on coming in and working in the building this week. We are not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be working from home this week. They don't want anybody coming in that could be possibly sick and not know it, because evidently the Omicron is extremely contagious, and they want to kind of keep us all away from each other. This week does count as a teacher's work week, so there were some questions about whether we would have to make up this time and be working until the middle of June, and no, not because of this. This counts as a teacher work week. There were some questions, and I definitely had major questions and concerns, and it came up several times in the meeting about the messaging of the notice to parents and the notice to us about why kids could be staying home. So just to make it clear, the only reason that students should be staying home is because they're quarantining, or they are sick, or they have some kind of health issue that prevents them from being in school. So kids should be coming into school. They don't have a choice, like if they want to choose to be remote like they did last year. The only reason that they should be home is if they're sick or quarantining or have some other kind of extenuating circumstance where they can't come, just like normal, like they're expected to be in school. So that will be clarified, because that didn't look like that. It looked like it was an option before. So, and Janet also said that they said that we should anticipate a lot of students being absent next week because of quarantining. So I don't know what that means. If you were there on the last day of school, like maybe it'll look like that. It's like half my kids in all my classes. Um, as far as the schedule, okay, nothing is going to change as far as our daily schedule goes. Classes will all be at the same time. You'll have lunch at the same time between classes, all that kind of stuff. Maureen asked if there could be more wipes present so that we can maybe start implementing the wipe in, wipe out thing more. I kind of got away from that and was like spraying my desk down like once or twice a day. But maybe having kids do that themselves, that would be a good idea. As far as kids that are at home quarantining, and what your requirements are, this is a quote from Janet. We should be giving at-home learners as much as we can, but we do not have to create interactive Zoom lessons for them. So if you're a high school teacher, as far as I know, most of the high school teachers that I like talk to on a daily basis, like we all provide like either some kind of video link to flip notes, or a video about the notes somehow, or some of us, like me, for example, for my AP class, if I had a lot of kids absent because of sports fifth period, I would actually record my lecture and then post that so they could listen to it later. Any kind of hands-on like lab activity thing, like you provide a link to something that kind of mirrors what you did in class, so that kids can have the most equitable form of what you're doing in class. But you are not expected to create an entire lesson and interact with kids on Zoom simultaneously. If you want to, I guess there are some content areas that are talking about doing that, but if you don't want to, you don't have to do that. You could use your Zoom, you could actually create links. This was a suggestion, to create links to use Zoom as like a live stream, so kids could just like jump in and listen, but not interact really. If that works for you. Like with my classes, I'm up and moving so much and like in and out of the lab. I don't know if that would actually work, but like recording notes and those kinds of things. And then possibly, Heather said, if you did do that Zoom, like where they could jump in, kids could ask questions in the chat. And then she was even saying maybe giving them the last 10 minutes of class, like you responding to kids in the chat. So that's an option. You could also create, this is something that I've done and I'm planning on probably doing, creating videos in the update part of Schoology, explaining to kids like this is what we're doing, this is what you should be seeing today, these are the big ideas, just so they see your face and hear your voice, explaining to them where to go to get the stuff, and maybe even showing them on Schoology. But just make sure that wherever you're putting you should be putting daily updates, and like that it just stays consistent and kids know where to go to find things. And that's good practice anyway, regardless of where they're learning. And I think that's it. Oh, the attendance. They're not really sure about how we're going to take attendance yet. Maureen actually asked a question about that, and she's like, are we just supposed to take attendance for the kids that are in class and let somebody else work out like who's at home and why they're not in our class? So that they were meeting after our meeting. There will be further updates on that, is what I'm trying to say. So the attendance hasn't been completely ironed out yet. And basically, I think it's just keep going as we've been going, but just making sure you're very flexible with kids that are out. Maybe if you are an elective class or an exploratory class, and kids are like getting behind in content or core classes, maybe excusing them from things or giving them like a modified version of whatever it is, so that it's not overwhelming, like missing that much school. But I just think that we're getting closer to the end of this, and we just need to stay positive. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset last week when I heard this, but the fact that you don't have to do the whole like have kids in your class and zooming at the same time, that relieved a lot of stress. I have been a very vocal department coordinator as far as like expressing like how much added stress that would be for science teachers, especially high school science teachers right now, because I believe the majority of us have at least 3 preps. Some of us have 4 and have had 4. So I know it's a lot, but I think if we just keep doing what we've been doing, we've already had really great teaching practices in place, that this is only going to be for a short amount of time and we're going to get through it. I think we just keep doing what we've been doing. So I will have a Zoom tomorrow department meeting. You're welcome to attend. I'm going to put the link in the email that I'm sending. If you want to attend, you can. I'm making it at 11 because I'm not sure if people are going to be getting tested tomorrow and how long it's going to take them to get home after that. So it'll just be really quick. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a text or an email, and I'll make sure that I have my phone number again in the email too. So, all right, I hope you're having a good day and you enjoy the snow. My kids, I keep looking out the window because Ethan has the 4-wheeler out and he's pulling Carly around. She loves the snow. It's not my favorite. I don't like being cold, but they're having a good time, but it's also a little teeny bit scary. All right. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day and try to enjoy it. All right.